up here because yesterday we played a clip, Fox News, in where were they? Were they in the UK?
France.
Oh, they were in France.
In Lyon.
Okay. They were in France at a bar, and they were covering, I guess, expats watching the U.S. Women's team win the World Cup, and people started breaking out with like F Trump, F Trump, F Trump, and then apparently the clip went on. We didn't see the rest of that clip, where they interviewed one or two of the people there who just explicitly were like, Trump is horrible. Go vote Democrats, whatever it was. And we mentioned this, that the largely speaking, the women's soccer team has been very outspoken in their disdain for Donald Trump. And they said, we're not interested in coming to the White House. And then the White House pretended like they hadn't invited them. And they are trying to use their platform to push for pay parity. They want to get paid the same as the men's soccer team. And they're using this obviously as a metaphor for, women in society broadly. And Jesse Waters has a different measure for whether you should get equal pay. It's not just you're doing the same job or you're putting in as much time or you're doing it just as well. That's not, no. Jesse Waters will explain to you.
No matter what the sport, but the president does have a point there. If you look at the World Cup men's revenue, it's in the billions, and they split up the pot. It's a much bigger pot. Women's World Cup revenue, much, much smaller, and they have a smaller pot to divide it up with. But the distinction is that the U.S. Soccer Federation, the women do actually make more revenue and they get paid less. So that's their lawyer's fault. They negotiated a horrible deal and they need to renegotiate that immediately. Yeah. The point is, though, is that the women are not helping their case by their behavior. If you go out and you disparage the president, you act in unpatriotic ways, and then complain about not getting paid equally, well, what do you think is going to happen? People aren't going to watch.
No, but they get on talk shows.
Many people this weekend who said, I love soccer. I'm not watching the U.S. women because I didn't like what they said. That means the ad revenue comes down. That means their overall revenue comes down, and they can't divvy up the same amount of money.
Many people.
Many people.
I wonder if Jesse Waters knows that many people who are inclined to watch women's soccer and also don't necessarily agree, aren't right wingers. Like, do you really think that Jesse Waters has any friends who are not exactly like Jesse Waters?
No, I was answering the first question, but yes. Follow up.
I love the idea that you need to be patriotic to get equal pay.
Look, I haven't watched any of the World Cup this season, but I
because you don't like them disparaging Trump,
because it's offensive. I mean, look, no matter who the president is, even if I have strong disagreements, you respect the office, God damn it. But I think I haven't seen. I think, I mean, especially outside of it, there is a Brooklyn bubble, so there's always people here that pretend they care about soccer, and it's somewhat annoying. But I would say anecdotally that this year, this team is way more in the American culture than in previous World Cups.
I got news for you. I did not know.
I think it's a much bigger deal.
This is their fourth win? I had no idea.
Neither did I.
No idea. I think I was aware of one other win.
I think it's
the Brandi Chastain win.
Yeah, I remember being a boy and seeing that and just whoa.
That was a big
Sports
event.
bra.
That was a big event. But I think that they're doing quite well.
Yeah, I would bet that actually they're at peak popularity. We could probably go on Google Trends and just find that out if people are more interested in them because they're speaking out. I mean, let's face it, there is probably more of a market for any sports franchise that is willing to dump on Donald Trump.
It certainly hasn't hurt the Golden State Warriors, as an example, or most of the Patriot team, or any NBA team.
It's just really,
you just do the list.
It's really untoward to do it as a woman, though.
Right. I think showing respect to the president hasn't done Tiger Woods any favors, for instance.
Yeah, exactly.
I wish Jesse had thrown to his female co-host to get their thoughts on pay equity.
Whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, I don't
Whatever.
care. I don't care what Jesse does on that show.